Hey, Laurie, how are you this morning?
Good. Hi, Julie. Excited.
Um, Hi, everybody out there. I know we're talking to some watch parties. Everyone's pretty excited about the Democratic National Convention, and I don't know that we can even pretend or even try to match the incredible speakers that we've had so far. Did you see well, we're doing this on Tuesday morning, we're recording this, but last night, Michelle Obama, she absolutely knocked it out of the park.
As she always does.
Anyway, what we wanted to talk to you all about today is basically why women, how important and significance of women in this election in 2020. Everyone says that now is our time, we've got a lot of work to do. I just want to talk a little bit about why we think women are so important in 2020 and this election. Do you have any initial thoughts, Laurie?
Well, I just think that women have been held back for so many eons, for all of time. And if we start coming together in sisterhood as a family and support one another unconditionally, we will finally pull out the strength to be able to speak our minds and to go out into the world and make the change that we need to. Nobody gives you a primer when you become a mother, when you have a child. Nobody really teaches you how to be a wife. No one teaches you how to support your family if there is nobody else helping to do that. These are things we've had to learn to do on the fly out of necessity. So what we need to do now is learn how to support one another and go out into the world, talk to our friends, our family, strangers in coffee shops, and make the change that we need. We're all activists now. I'm talking to the choir, but what you're not doing and what I don't do as much as I should is go out and speak to our friends and our family and our neighbors and the strangers in our community to make sure that we bring this over the finish line and change this administration. And if we can do that, we can do anything.
Absolutely. I think the thing that we've missed is just recognizing in ourselves is that we've always been the glue that's held society together. We go back over time, women from a societal perspective and also from a community perspective, but also from a family perspective. I know in my family, it's the women that have held the family together over generations and generations. But what we have allowed, and I think the patriarchy has incredibly smart. They've worked out how to keep us down. They worked out that we are so strong that the way to basically make us question our strength and keep us in the places they want us to be has always been if we show that strength or if we voice our opinion. That, as we hear all the time, you're nasty, you're too what did they say about Kamala? She's too ambitious. All of those types of things. So all of this has been just a way of chipping away at our confidence. And I think the thing that we really need to learn and lean into is to be able to accept that likability is not everything. We have to learn that it's okay not to be liked. It's okay to step outside and not everyone's going to love you all the time. And so when they talked about Hillary Clinton in 2016 of not being likable, when they talk about, Kamala Harris not being warm, they're all the things that they talk about to put us back on our heels and to try and, we must be liked, we must be warm, we must be those people. And I'm terrible at this sometimes because it does chip away at me that if people don't like me or I feel like I'm not warm enough, I feel like that's one of my biggest strengths. So I think we have to get over that. So important for us to get over that.
I agree. And you just do it by starting to do it. Don't worry about other people. Don't worry about the patriarchy. Don't worry about the negative comments or thoughts that people might have. If you become your true self, go out and make change. My beloved grandma Edith always said to me, honey, I love you with all of my heart. And the best advice I can give you, if you don't like how something is going, go out and fucking change it. God bless you, Grandma Edith. I love you.
I think God loves her too. I think one of the keys to this, though, we talk about how we're going to do it. The way that we more comfortably and more easily slip into that, being okay with not being liked and stepping outside of that kind of parameter that's been set for us by society, is to lean into it from a community perspective. And that's what Fems for Dems, really, I know that's why you created it. And I know that every day I work towards bringing the community together, so we don't have to do this by ourselves. We can actually go out there and not be as fearful. I know myself personally, I'm not as scared as I used to be about saying something that might upset somebody, because it's my truth. And I know it is because I have this community of people, Fems for Dems, who I know have got my back. And I know sometimes, women can be their own, we can be each other's enemy. But I think truly within Fems for Dems, we've tried to create a community where people feel at home, they feel comfortable. And from that comfort, they gain extra strength and honestly, extra power. So I think leaning into community is the only way we're going to be able to survive this election. I've no doubt about that. And I do believe this is a marathon, not a sprint, because it's not just this election cycle. This is going on forever. But I think we need to think about it more as a relay. And that's why I love being part of Fems for Dems, because I know full well that not everyone can do everything every day. So we've created an organization which allows you to be part of a relay team. So I know that you're not available, none of us are, to 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 360. We all have times where our obligations are outside. So what I love about Fems for Dems personally is that I know I've got this sisterhood. I know I've got this community that I can rely on. When there's a moment I have to drop the ball, I know you're there to pick it up, and vice versa.
I agree with you 110%. The community that we've built with our existing friends and all the new friends that we've made, and the women we're yet to meet, and the men that have stepped forward to help amplify our voices, has been life-changing. And it's not enough. One person can't keep our work going forward. It does take a village, and our village is Fems for Dems and Fems for Democracy. And every single one of our community is important to our mission and our work. So I'm very excited for us to move forward and to continue our work. And we're always here. Julie and I are always here to take phone calls, to hold your hand, to let you cry on my shoulder or Julie's shoulder, because we certainly have been there.
Absolutely. Now, I just want to close with letting people know some of the work that we're doing and how you can become part of it. We've been working, nonstop since 2016, or since the beginning of 2016, when we were trying to get Hillary Clinton elected. But one of the things that we're really well known for is having regular cadence. So being, involved with something that we do regularly. We don't stop. So back in 2018, we're so proud of the work we did to get the top of the ticket here in Michigan, all women elected, Democratic women elected. And part of that success was every Wednesday night, we all lobbed to Laurie's home and we phone banked and wrote postcards, text banked, whatever was required for the candidates at that time. And that was such a fun and awesome part of my week, every week, between the primary and the election. That's harder to do, let's face it. I think we've learned a lot in the last 6 months during this pandemic, but that's harder to do. But we're not letting that stop us. Every Wednesday night, instead of having Wednesdays at Laurie's, we're having grab them by the ballets. I'm just going to say grab them by the balls. So we basically are volunteering for 4 different candidates every week here in Michigan. So it's all done virtually, so very safe. It's still fun. So please join us. The hardest thing is I know everyone is very upset and is so passionate about this election, but I cannot emphasize to you all how hard it is to get people to volunteer at this time. People are distracted by so many things, and I understand it, like getting your kids, how do I get my kids safely back to school, having to deal with all of this. And once again, it's mainly a woman's issue. You're dealing with all of these things that are just so complicated and so time consuming. But please, if you have any time at all, if you could join us on a Wednesday night to make calls. These candidates here in Michigan are having such trouble getting volunteers, and we really need you to be part of the solution. And if you could join us each Wednesday night, I would be personally, and I know Laurie would be, forever grateful. And we've got some great prizes for those that do, opportunities to win prizes for those that do. We're also doing our postcard project, which has actually been incredibly successful. I'm not going to plug that too much, but that's been a really successful program for us. You know, I think we'll be well over 100,000 postcards that we will have done, probably even into the, you know, I wouldn't be surprised how high it goes. So that's been a great project for us. We've had some incredible speakers join us. We have Shannon Watts, from the founder of Mums Demand Action, joining us next Monday evening for a virtual event, which we're excited about. And we have Congressional Squares, where we're going to be highlighting the congressional candidates here in Michigan, and that's going to be next week as well. So to be part of this, you really need to sign up to Fems for Dems. So please go to our website, www.femsfordems.org. That's www.femsfordems.org. Laurie, can you say that just in case my accent is a problem?
I'll translate for you. www.femsfordems.org. Do it.
Excellent. So I think we've got all languages covered there. So please join us, guys. We'd love to have you. You're always welcome to call Laurie or I. I'm pretty sure that our phone numbers are out there and our email addresses are out there. Enjoy the rest of your watch party. We hope to be able to see you all either virtually or in person one day. And I just want to shout out to Deb Rosenman. Deb, mwah.
Love you, Deb. You're the hardest working woman in politics, not show business.
Absolutely. Thanks, guys.